before we get started here, that was her 750th win as a head coach. 86.2 winning percentage throughout her head coaching career. So we'll open it up. Questions here first in person, then we'll finish with some of our local media via Zoom. Raise your hand. I'm not sure, is there a mic that they get to you, or you can start us off.
Coach, first congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Your perspective, it's now been a handful of times that you've faced Kenny Brooks over the course of your careers and what he's been able to do here at Kentucky and the new landscape of the SEC.
My thoughts on it, I'm a big fan of Kenny's. I just think he's class. I think his teams are always good. Yeah, we do seem to be playing each other a lot. Played him at Baylor and now at LSU, and he deserves everything that comes his way. Just a tremendous person, great coach.
There in the back.
Coach, there was a shot on TV of you in the first half after Georgia drained the layup, and you didn't have a very impressed look on your face. What happened in that halftime period to change your emotion now?
I don't know. I coach with emotion, so you could be talking about a lot of things. I can't remember. For the most part, she played 40 minutes and only had, 16 points? I'll take that any day from a player of that magnitude. I thought Cheyenne did a tremendous job on her. The difference in the first half, in the second half, on her in particular was once she gave it up, we didn't want her to get it back. And if she gets it back, she's got to work to get it back. We picked them up in full court press, all of them. But that's the only thing we changed from a X's and O's point of view. As I just said, pick them up full court, and we were able to cut into the lead early in the third quarter, and then that just gave us a little momentum to keep going.
Talia.
Yeah, hey Coach, how impressed were you with the way that your team came out in that first quarter? It felt like you guys have had a lot of those moments this year where you come out really strong in the second half.
Let me tell you, this team, you better not overlook us. People forget we've only lost 2 ball games. Now think about what I just said. And we've only lost to 2 top 5 teams on the road at their place. One was a 1-possession game we lost, basically, and one was a 3-possession game. We just battle, we grind. You got kids that are competitors in that locker room, and we're having a tremendous year. It's just the SEC is so tough. Now we're done. We'll celebrate this. We'll take tomorrow off, and guess what? We got to go on the road and play another ranked team. I told the players this. I watched that NC State game and Notre Dame game. We played NC State earlier in the year in the, was it Bahamas? What was that final score?
Oh, I think it was double digits.
And I thought, they just beat the number 1 team in the country. Guys, it's a wide open race for whoever is playing good at the end of the year to win a national championship, and we need to be in that mix. Why not? You don't have to win your conference to be in the mix. We won the Natty my second year at LSU, and we finished second. There's about 7 teams out there that are capable of winning it all. And I said, why can't we talk about us a little bit? You've had a tremendous year, and you let them know it hasn't been that we're blowing people out. That may be a blessing. That may be a blessing that we've had to grind and win games on last-second shots, and we've had to execute, and then we lost a couple that we didn't execute on at the end of ball games. So keep doing that. Just keep doing that, and you never know what's going to happen.
Back left.
Coach, you mentioned that it's a wide open race, especially in the SEC with how dynamic of a conference it is. What stands out about Kentucky compared to the rest of the conference opponents?
It's a different style with Kentucky. Tall, spread the floor on you, a tremendous point guard who makes everybody else better. Not only can she score it, but she can get her teammates open looks. The SEC, I've always said this, I've only been, well, I shouldn't say I've only been in 2 conferences. I've been in a lot of conferences as a player and as a coach. But the SEC is just so athletic. just athleticism everywhere. You always see speed. You always see just athletes. And each coach has their different style with their athletes, but it's just it's a grind in this league. And man, when the NCAA's come, you're like, whew, thank goodness.
Couple more questions here in person there on the right.
Yeah, Ken, when Kenny Gross was hired on here, he referred to the Kentucky program as a sleeping giant. You saw the atmosphere out there today. How important is it for the league for Kentucky to be good?
Okay, let me just, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. I need y'all to give me feedback. Fair enough? Why are they not playing in Rupp?
Better home court advantage.
Really? So if you were a female women's basketball player, you're cool with not playing in Rupp?
Yeah.
Okay, I just didn't know, because I'm sitting here going, could they have filled Rupp up today? Because when I was at Baylor, they played in Rupp, or the game they played us at Baylor was in Rupp. So that's a question that, maybe I'll ask Kenny when I get a moment. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage that they play here versus Rupp? Does it hurt or help you in recruiting? I looked at the NC State game today. They have their own gym, so it may be an advantage. So to answer your question, is sleeping giant, wherever he's coaching is not a sleeping giant, not for those of us who are in the business. We know what he's going to do and what he's capable of doing. And Kentucky has had great women's basketball players through the years. Now I'm going to date myself, and maybe y'all can tell me. Hedges, y'all remember her? Where is she now? She and I played a lot of USA basketball together. That chick could play, right? Yeah, you've had some good Steele, Valerie. Y'all have had good players. And Kentucky is Kentucky. Y'all are blue blood, right? It's what people say, the blue blood of men's basketball for sure. Did I answer it? Did I do good?
I actually remember seeing you play, and when you were talking to Georgia at the very end, does she kind of remind you of?
Yes, except she could shoot it. I couldn't shoot. Didn't have to shoot. I played with great players, and I just tell them, you just run, I'll get you the ball. And I just told her at the end there, I said, when are you graduating? Same thing I told Clark, it's like, I'm tired of seeing you, as a compliment. Don't take that the wrong way. And she said, this year. But what a tremendous player she is. She's fun to watch if you're not competing against her.
Last one here in person right here on the right.
Coach, I just wanted to ask you about Michaela Williams today. I thought she played with a lot of confidence and knocked down some big shots for you.
Michaela is also a forgotten player, in my opinion. She's just a sophomore. But why is she not in the mix as being talked about as one of the top sophomores in the country? I get we are going to talk about Flagey and we're going to talk about Anissa, as we should. But it's always like it's something with the media. They don't want to put three of them on a list. She's always the one left out. And I don't understand that. And you saw today how much we rely on her and how good she is. She missed some there down the stretch. They'd rim in and out. But if you notice, we ran a set for her to post up one time, and then she hits the big three there at the end. But that's what great players do. You gotta move fast in this game and forget the last miss and not think about it. But I appreciate you asking me about her, because people need to start talking about her in the same breath that they talk about Flagey and Anissa Morrow, because those are our three that really have done this all year.
Reed, you want to start us off on Zoom?
Sure, yeah. So, Coach, I want to ask you about Michaela as well. Are you giving her more ball handling responsibilities, distribution responsibilities?
No, I just run some sets for her. Like, I'll run some things where she's got the ball in her hands and looks like point guard. But earlier, probably in the last month, I have kept it in her hands a little more at the point when I would get frustrated with our point guard play. And she can play all positions on the floor at her size. And when we go small, she and Morrow are in there together. We didn't do that today. We went with her and Samaya, I think, a time or two, but we never had her and Morrow in at the same time. But I wouldn't say I'm just turning it over to her, but I do give her a lot of stuff where she looks like she's our point guard at times.
Scott?
Hey, Cam, just wondering if you could, you've reflected all on the 750 wins. I know you don't like to reflect probably during the season very much, but it's, you said many times you had to be pulled into coaching. Did you ever think that you would coach so long to get to win so many games?
Actually, when we went to the locker room, I got drenched. You know, I'm drenched. I'm wet. And I thought, why are y'all doing this? Because we beat Kentucky? But I didn't say anything. I just celebrated with them a little bit. I thought maybe they're just really proud of themselves, and as they should be. And we're getting ready to say the Lord's Prayer. And I look at two of my kids, and they have shirts on. And then it hit me, oh, my Lord, that's why y'all drenched me. It was 750 victories, and they have a shirt that the coaches had given them. I didn't know. So I interrupted the Lord's Prayer to say, whoa, wait a minute here. And that's how I found out it was 750. And you're right, I was never going to be a coach. My degree's in business administration. I was working on my MBA and got talked into doing this by the president of Louisiana Tech. And I guess that man knew more what I needed to do than I did. And here I am going almost 40 years in this business now. It's a blessing. You don't win games and championships without great players. What coaches do is they manage things. They manage a team. They manage assistant coaches. They communicate with administration. They try their best to make players believe in what they're selling, and you might tweak something in the middle of the game, but at the end of the day, you do not win anything without great players. And that's what I would think when my career's over. It's like, how many did I get to coach? How many great players did I get to coach? And I don't mean great that they were all player of the years or they were all this. Look, guys, we won a national championship with not one high school All-American in 2005. But those were kids that believed in what you were doing, and they bought in. And that's what I think when I think of 750 victories. And, of course, you made your little remark. I caught it this long. Yes, I'm old. I get it, Scott, but I'm not as old as you, okay?
Matt?
Hey, Coach, just wanted to ask about Cheyenne's defense on Georgia and the impact she had on this game.
Thank you for asking about that young lady, because I sure have been hard on her. I always tell people, if you're a point guard for me, I'm going to be as hard on you as anybody on that court because I played the position. And you're our quarterback. You're extension of me on that court. But you're also going to get all the praise, too. And when you do good, the whole team does good. And I thought her defense, she picked up the 2 fouls quickly, but then her defense was really good, and she focused and listened to little things that I wanted her to do. Deny the ball back to her once she gives it up in the half court. Pressure her in the full court so that you're at least worrying her that maybe she'll miss a 3 because she's just a little bit winded or fatigued. Just do things through the course of the game that show me that, Coach, I've got control of this team. And I thought her defense was really good.
All right, guys, thank you.
We good? All right, thank y'all.